For mental peace, stay grounded and adaptable. For emotional peace, just let things break. For physical peace, stay logical, stay expansive. For spiritual peace, let chaos ensue so that you may be made whole. In this reading, there's some kind of intense messages. There's a couple cards that basically say, let things kind of suck, let things be chaotic, let things break apart. These are in the emotional and spiritual realms of life. So there may be something that has been happening in your life that just doesn't feel good. It hasn't felt good. Maybe there's not a resolve. Maybe there's a way forward that you wanted to have happen, but you weren't able to make it happen, maybe to no fault of your own. And we have to just kind of let things go sometimes. And one of the things that I love about this breaking card in the guidebook is it says, let go and break. It is going to be the making of you. And that is just such a powerful message. There's all kinds of adages like, the cracks are where the light comes in. And there's always the darkness before dawn, things like that. So if you are really, really struggling this month, know that if you have to break apart from something or someone, that it sincerely is for your highest good if you are focused on love and walking the path of peace. So, we can't control things all the time. So you can't, you just got to let things happen sometimes. And that's the challenging part of this month. The other cards are essentially the medicine to get through it. The Woodwives is telling us to stand firm, to imagine our roots delving into the earth and having that support of the center energy of the earth and that big loving energy of the earth, to connect with that all the time so that we can feel grounded. The main thing is to feel grounded. So it's kind of a contradiction in a way. Sometimes people say, well, get out of your head and into your body. That's what helps. And these two cards are saying, well, it's both. Let's be in our bodies and let's go into the logic centers of our minds. Going back to the Woodwives, this is a card of not only getting grounded, but being flexible and being in the present moment. It's not about getting grounded and being stubborn and stiff and unworkable. The card is really about adaptability. So, how much can you bend while you are in one spot? Maybe that's what this month feels like. And the message about being present is not getting caught up in the disappointments of the past or the worries about the future, and really look at the present as the most important moment of power that you have. So if you can be grounded and bend, be adaptable, then you will be at cause in the most potent way in each moment this month. The other part of this is around boundaries. And boundaries can be tricky, right? We can't control other people. Sometimes we can't control ourselves. But we can think about, if I am in this situation, this is how I am going to deal with it. I've had some confusion, honestly, about what boundaries actually are, especially because we can't control other people. And so the thing that I have learned that makes the most sense to me is that a boundary is saying, if someone does this, I will do this. So that there is a clear expectation and essentially a strategy involved when you are dealing with something that someone's doing that you can't control, that doesn't work for you. Doesn't matter why it doesn't work for you. It just matters that you know that that doesn't work for you, and here's a system of behavior that you are going to employ if you are not able to have workability in a certain situation. So it's good to be able to think about these things before difficult situations. If you can imagine being in difficult situations, I mean, of course, we can't anticipate everything that we're going to experience. But if you're noticing patterns and if you understand certain things about how you work and how you relate to people, sometimes challenges can be the most informative way forward in regard to health. Of course, that makes sense. You want to know what doesn't work so that you can get to what works. And sometimes we can only guarantee to make things work for ourselves. So focus on what you will do if things don't go the way that you feel is healthy, and then follow through. The saddest thing is when we can't uphold our own boundaries and not trust ourselves. It does take practice, it takes work, it takes trying to figure out how to be comfortable when you're uncomfortable, and practice. And laughter makes a huge, huge difference. So I'm jumping around a little bit in comparison to how I generally do the readings, kind of card by card and a little bit more structured and sequenced. I feel like it made a little bit more sense to do it this way. So the other aspect of the medicine is spirit of air. Spirit of air has to do with our mental capacities. It has to do with logic, labeling, thinking, strategizing, all of that stuff. So when we're thinking about chaos, uncertainty, challenge, emotional crisis, how do we get out of that? We rely on the power of our minds. We don't want to rely on the power of our anxiety. We don't want to rely on the power of our fear. We want to get to our mind. And sometimes we really have to go through the body first. So if you are feeling like your mind is freaking out, your body's freaking out, start with your body first. I will share with you a breathing exercise that has been instrumental to me. It's vagal breathing, and it's breathing in for 4 counts, holding for 2 counts. People have different formulas for this. And then exhaling for 7 counts. So let's do it together just for a moment. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 more times. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exercises like that, even though they seem very simple, are very powerful tools to calm down the parasympathetic nervous system. That breathing, if you can stick with it, will help get you out of fight or flight if you are having a PTSD thing or in survival mode, or just your body's reacting with a big stress response. So try it out. The way out of this is groundedness and logic. I'm going to say that again. The way out of the chaos and challenge is groundedness and logic. So the chaos and uncertainty card, I find that interesting because we do have a partial eclipse happening on September 17th when we have our full moon this month. That may be a coincidence, or it may be the card asking us to look at what we can do for ourselves if there's any chaos around the full moon, which, that can happen. They talk about lunacy and increased crimes and stuff around the full moon. So it's not out of the realm of possibility or normalcy that certain things like that can happen. these messages are very interesting that come up from the cards sometimes. In particular, with this uncertainty and chaos card, they literally say in the guidebook, where are you being the peacekeeper in your life and not allowing the chaos to come in and create the shakeup that is needed for change to occur? So, if you're watching this, you want peace, right? You're here. I know that's what your intention is. But this card is saying, don't be the peacekeeper in a certain situation this month. There has to be that chaos and that breaking so that a new thing can come into your life. I love this mantra that's also included in the book around this card. And this is a new deck. I love it. Oh my gosh. The Moon Goddess deck. There's a new apothecary by my house, and I found this when I was there with a friend this weekend, and just so beautiful. I'm really, really enjoying this deck. So, back to it. The mantra for this card: I am learning to feel comfortable as I move through hard things. So, what does this mean? Sometimes we can be kind of in a padded cell of peace. We can avoid challenge and getting out of our comfort zone so that we can just stay comfortable and we can stay safe, or feeling like we can stay safe. But that's not always the path of peace. Sometimes we have to go in and fully engage with chaos and with challenge and with things that we don't like so that we can get to peace. Think about it like the war that stops all wars, stuff like that. I'm not saying to be like, super intense and horrible, but I'm saying that this card is asking us to not be the person that cleans it up, not be the people pleaser, not be the solver, not be the fixer, not be the healer, maybe, and go in and let things fall apart and let things just be shitty, and don't worry so much about how they're going to come together. Let them fall apart, let them come together. There's so many things that are not dictated by us and things that we don't have control over. Feel like I've said that a dozen times already in this reading. But, really, what do we do when we don't have control? And part of it is it can feel like a relief, because if we know that it's not our problem to fix it, it's not our problem to prevent problems, then we can just surrender and let go. And I know that some people really don't like that word surrender. And I don't say that as from an aspect of powerlessness. I don't imply powerlessness in that word. But what I do imply is that there are bigger forces coming in to fix it, to pick up the pieces, that our small selves are not the answer here. It's the bigger energy, it's the bigger cycles, it's the bigger systems. Let those things come in and rebuild after this break has happened. And, when I'm pulling these cards, of course, I'm thinking about my own association with them. My first thought is, how do I present this to the people who are watching this video? And then also, how do I work with these personally? And I thought I would share something that is an aspect of the breaking card that I feel like is personal to me. There's been something in my life that has been very, very difficult to accept for literally a number of years now. I do massive self-care around it. I mean, it's a big, big thing to heal. And one of the conclusions that I've come to is that there are certain aspects of it that I may not be able to accept, that I may not be able to get over. I feel that an important aspect to talk about is letting things just be kind of messy internally, and maybe there's acceptance around not accepting certain things. And it can give you a deep level of compassion for yourself when you can just be real and being like, well, this was too much. This isn't something that I'll be able to get over. This isn't something that I can excuse. And to have that be essentially a broken hope of having either an internal or relationship resolve with, a situation that has not healed. So, different ways that we accept challenge and conflict, and especially unresolved conflict, is, I feel like, a big factor. Like, one of the things that my counselor said to me, um, kind of recently was like, "Do you have a junk drawer?" He asked me. And I said, "No, I hate that stuff," or something like that. And he's like, "Well, that explains a lot." And, that's so true because I don't like messiness. I don't like the unresolved things. I like things organized. I like things contained. And emotionally, that's really hard for me. He was like, I think that what you should focus on is the idea of like an emotional junk drawer where things can be messy, they can be broken, they can be just in this area where there's no resolve, there's no plan, there's no strategy around fixing. It just is a drawer of chaos. So instead of doing a bunch of work around finding peace in the chaos or finding peace in in a chaotic relationship or something, this reading is essentially saying, just let it be chaotic. Let there be an unresolved issue. Let it be a problem. Stay grounded. Know what you're going to do if there are things that are violating you that are unresolvable with other people, and be logical about it and really expand your mind. There are repeated messages in all of these cards around zooming out and looking at the bigger picture and the bigger perspective of your life. So if you are just, really, really focused on going through all the details of the weeds of your problems, that's just going to keep you in a state of anger and anxiety and fear and frustration. So if you can really zoom out and again, get as comfortable as you can when you're doing hard things and allow things to just be. And it can be kind of like what I was mentioning earlier, it can be a relief to not be that rescue person because people who want peace will generally be the first people in to be like, okay, I've got an idea, I have solutions. And then we get really disappointed when we're not met at that same level, or people just don't have the same intention of peace. It can be extremely demoralizing. But the thing that you can control is your internal world and your reactions and how you spend your time. You don't have to think about this crap. You can think about other things. Focus on what is going on right in front of me rather than what I'm worried about. The main message of this reading is that the chaos and any kind of breaking will serve you in the end. It is for your best. It is for your highest good. It is for your highest health. It will be what helps you become a more solid, centered, happy, healthy, peaceful person. So it might feel horrible right now, but it will serve you in the long run. The ways that you can get more comfortable during this time of being uncomfortable is being grounded in the present moment and doing practices that help you feel comfort and solidity in your body. And then also to look at the logical solutions of these problems and to zoom out and get a bigger perspective so that you don't get sucked into the chaos and the drama. You can observe it, you can put in your 2 cents towards, the path of peace in whatever situation you are in. The main objective is to let there be chaos so that things can come back together in a better way and take excellent care of yourself. in the meantime and during this process. Okay, so let's go into the numerology that's associated with each card. This is our deck. For our highest good and highest good of all, please show us what is our healthiest path to mental peace in September 2024. It's card number 12. Woodwives. This is our deck. For our highest good and highest good of all, please show us what is our healthiest path to emotional peace in September 2024. It's card 14. The breaking. This is our deck. For our highest good and highest good of all, please show us what is our healthiest path to physical peace this month, September 2024. This is card 17. Spirit of air. This is our deck. For our highest good and highest good of all, please show us what is our healthiest path to spiritual peace this month in September 2024. Card number 12. Uncertainty and chaos. Yay! You can check out more of my offerings on peaceoracle.com. I give live video readings for people all over the world. So if you are interested in having personalized guidance, I offer a variety of reasons, anything from daily to weekly to monthly card pulls for you, to different things that have to do with helping you make decisions or evaluate relationships. You can have a whole outlook for the next 6 months of your life in one reading. And there are ones that have to do with a look at your past, present, and future, all kinds of stuff. So if you have any interest in that, go over to peaceoracle.com, and I would love to be able to give you some more information about what things are coming up for you. I'd like to thank you for watching my video and being a force of peace in this world. Overall, I want to send you my heartfelt gratitude for watching my video, for being present and wanting peace in this world, because it is one of the highest aspirations that we can have as humans. Let's not swim in the gunk. Let's swim up.